Quick update on the Hexapod. So I've now cleared my breadboard and I'm attempting to get all the electronics inside, or let's call it the brains and the powertrain. My first attempt kind of failed for a couple of reasons. While I'm talking, let me open this up. For those who care and are interested, my first fail was I soldered the Bluetooth module onto my PCB, which was a mistake because in order to upload software to the Arduino, you have to disconnect the Bluetooth module. So I can no longer disconnect mine. So for that reason, I had to rebuild the PCB, but I'll also talk about a couple of other reasons why I did in a second. I got these cool purple anodized washer pinlets that are gonna make this look pretty cool when it's done. So here are the brains. This is my new PCB design. It's not in there yet, it's just resting. And I decided to go with all pin headers for all connections. This way, if anything goes wrong with any component, I can just unplug it and replace it or fix it. So that's gonna be all soldered up. Now I'm gonna lose all my pins, watch. Oh, none fell out, cool. And this was the first attempt, and as you can see, I soldered everything to the board. My hack job solder design here. Bad idea, because now if any one of these components go, I have to scrap the whole board or try your damnedest to desolder it. Anything with only a pin or two, that's easy, but good luck desoldering an Arduino or even this Bluetooth module, which, yes, was a fail to start with. It should have never been soldered on. So as I said, I'm going to switch to all pins so I can just plug things in. That blue strip there is where my Bluetooth module is going to plug right in. And then I have a bunch of ground and 5-volt connections and all the other sensors and such. And the servo driver boards, which is on layer 2 of my PCB brains design. You can see there's one on either side, and they're connected together with these colorful wires here. And then sitting in between them on the third layer down is the 5-volt regulator power control for the Arduino. And that's going to take the power from the components that will be installed underneath, which includes the 12-volt regulator, which is a high amperage regulator I've talked about in previous videos, and the battery basically, and its switch. This switch is quite bulky, but it really has to be high amp, so I'm not sure I can get a small one. I'm probably going to end up shortening someone's leads here just so I can get these all closer together and installed underneath. And then this is a 3 LED set that I use for battery monitoring. It'll change different colors, right? All green when it's fully charged, flashing red when it's time to shut down. Because with LiPos, you cannot drain them past a certain point, or you can throw them in the trash. Or I should say, recycle them. Never throw them in the trash. Recycle them. If you wanted some interesting videos and electronics knowledge and hobbyist electronics knowledge, do some research on LiPo batteries. They can be very dangerous, but very, very useful at the same time. So anyhow, yes, I had to cut out my previous motherboard, the brains of this from all these leads that I had connected to it and wired up. But I'm at the point now where I'm ready to finish soldering my new brains board and then plug that baby in and connect everything up. I also ran into stand issue. So this was my original stand, which worked great. I wired all the wires through this hole here, through the bottom of the Hexapod. But trouble now came when it's time to install all of this stuff. It could no longer just rest on something like this. So I built this pedestal stand that aligns perfectly with the 2 front legs and the 2 back joints. And underneath that, I'll pop this off now and show you, but it'd be tricky to put back on with one hand, I think, because there's one design flaw. So I could just pick her up now and take it off, and you can see there's little strong magnets there that help hold it in place. They don't hold it, as you can see, the stand didn't move, but they keep it from sliding and falling off. But the problem that I have is, let me try and put her down. Ooh, let's see if she'll stand. Hey, look at that. So the problem that I have is I cut it so close to these joints that the front legs can't fully pivot. They bump into here. So I think I either have to stand this up a little bit more with some threaded rod or something, or I'm just not going to be able to operate the front and rear coax joints when it's on the stand. Now that I'm through development, though, the stand is pretty much just to store it for the most part. I will and to work on it. That's really why I built it, to do all this electronic stuff, because I can also flip it over pretty easily, and the legs will all go the other way, and it'll still fit on here perfectly. So that's where I'm at with the Hexapod project. Next update, she should be all wired up and ready to walk. Thanks for watching.